And welcome back to the Hot Lap. We are talking WRC and rumours persisting that Fourmaux could, at the end of the year, go to Hyundai. Is it true? What do M Sport think? And what is Hyundai's strategy for the next couple of years? There are rumours that Hyundai might even leave WRC and go to the World Endurance Championship. Well, lots of rumours about Fourmaux going to Hyundai. Nothing obviously confirmed. Once again, rumours. They're rumours. But M Sport team principal Richard Milner, he told Dirtfish, this is an article from Dirtfish we're looking at, that he does remain positive about retaining their lead driver, Adrian Fourmaux. There was speculation in Finland last week, all ablaze, that the Frenchman was being courted by Hyundai, a consideration strengthened by the Korean manufacturer's desire to run a full-time third driver, and we'll get to that in a bit. So Fourmaux, as we know, he won last year's British title with M Sport, delivered a fourth podium of the season so far, and sits fifth in the championship race. Now, asked about Fourmaux's future in the wake of the Hyundai rumours, M Sport's boss said Adrian's had a very good season so far, and that means other teams will surely be looking at him. He knows, however, he is the number one driver at M Sport, and he cannot get that anywhere else. Amen to that. Would you rather be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond? Seemingly, where all the team love you at M Sport. But he said, I remain positive that we will be able to, we'll be able to keep him here at M Sport. Milner admitted, though, Fourmaux wants to see continued developments to the Ford Puma Rally 1 hybrid, but added that the firm was, the Cumbrian firm was ready to deliver what's needed. He said there are elements we will need to improve in order to make him happy, and we need to continue to develop and push our team as hard as possible in order to remain competitive against the others, but everybody is working for Adrian and he knows this. And that's the issue, I think, with M Sport, is they're very much a team that are out of the sad three teams, the three big teams in WRC1, the top echelon of rally. Yeah, we only have three cars. We only have three models, let's say, not cars, because there are multiple numbers of those cars, but we only have three teams. And M Sport is very much the third team, with Hyundai and Toyota exchanging wins, and M Sport not really, especially this year. Last year they did a bit with Tanak, getting a look in. And they're very much a third team. I mean, if there are more teams, you could even make an argument they're a back marker, but they're not really, because they're the third best team. But they are last, they are the last of the three teams. So the Richard Milner, he went on to say that about Fourmaux, that he's an incredible talent. He's made it clear that he wants to gain his first win, hasn't had that yet, in time his first championship with M Sport. We now have to work very hard over the next few months to ensure that we do everything we can do to keep him. Yes, they do. But how good a driver is Adrian Fourmaux? Would you pit him, for example, against an Elfyn Evans? I think many would still think Elfyn Evans would win at the top. Would you pit him against a Katsuya, Taka? People may think Taka wins up front. The big difference, I think, between Adrian and Taka, though, is Adrian, I feel that Adrian is maybe more experienced, maybe not the top level as much as Taka, but I think he does make less mistakes than Taka, which would give him one advantage. But that's the Toyota driver. What about the Hyundai drivers? Well, Tanak does make mistakes, but I think on a head-to-head he's going to be faster. Neuville has having an excellent season, so it will be all about Hyundai's third car if they get Adrian Fourmaux. But then why would you want Fourmaux if, for example, an Elfyn Evans? I mean, there are rumours I read the other day that maybe Evans could go to Hyundai, but then Evans is not really having a stellar year, is he? Particularly if Kalle Rovanperä comes back full-time. Are we going to have three full-time Toyota drivers? I mean, I think the driver, bearing in mind the pool is big, the talent up there, I don't want to say it's stagnant, but it's been quite similar for the last few years in terms of the top drivers. What's going to happen? Well, there's a lot of talk of this third car strategy, and that remains a big question mark for Hyundai's 2025 as to whether there's going to have one, and that's according to Cyril Abital. So the Korean Mac has fielded 3 i20N Rally 1s this season. 2 of those full-time drivers, Neuville and the 2019 champ Tanak, with its third car split across Lappi, Andreas Mikkelsen and Danny Sordo. Now, Hyundai is yet to confirm its driver plans for next season, as we know, with championship leader Neuville's current deal, funny enough, set to expire at the end of this very season. Now, while the team has an option to extend Tanak's contract after rejoining the squad from M Sport this year, Abitl says the main focus for its driver lineup for next year is centred on that third car. So is he assuming that the other two are definitely staying? But anyway, he says this is an ongoing process. We are talking about next year with Thierry. He knows the place. We know him. It is a winning pair, so why would we change it? Nouveau was quizzed about his future, and he said there is no update, but I'm not too concerned anymore, suggesting that he probably is going to sign. But when specifically asked about Tanak's future, Abitl said there is an option, and we will talk about that. I think we enjoy working together, so I think an option would be something pretty natural to be exercised. But in terms of the third car, Abitl says is keen to explore scenarios. Having opted to run Mikkelsen largely on asphalt events this year, with that's Monte Carlo and Croatia, with Sweden and gravel rallies, apart from Poland, split between Sordo and Lappi. Now, Lappi has scored the most points to date with 33 from 4 events, including 19 from winning that Rally Sweden. Mikkelsen scored 29 points, while Sordo has proved the most economical, accruing 27 from only 2 events. Interesting. But the main question is, who's going to be in that third car? And as for the third car, Vittel says, I'm at a point where I want to explore scenarios. I want to be open-minded about what to do and reflect on what we did this year and assess if we've done the right thing. So should Hyundai opt for an alternative strategy and look outside its current drivers for next year, there could be various options. The team, as we know, linked Adrian Fourmaux. And when asked about his 2025 plans, Fourmaux said, I think it is at the moment. I think it is the moment where we start the discussion. First of all, I hope I'll be in a Rally 1 car next year. As a driver, you need to be talking with everybody, and if you want to be a Rally 1 driver, there are 3 teams. So you need to speak with 3 teams. It is likely all WRC drivers will be keeping an eye on the WRC2 leader, Oliver Solberg, who harbours a wish to return to Rally 1 in the future following his part-time campaign with Hyundai in 2022. To be honest, I don't know anything about next year, so Solberg, I have a lot of demands and goals. Of course, I'm only 22, and the dream is to be back in Rally 1. So it's interesting. One person they haven't mentioned, though, and, you know, is Hyundai, is a certain European Rally champion. Would I choose him above Solberg? I don't know, though, if Hyundai could get Solberg. But then if Calais Rovanpera is going to go part-time, are Toyota going to be licking their lips for an Oliver Solberg? Interesting. It is, isn't it? I'd go for a Mr. Padden, wouldn't you? I mean, that's a very good shout. He'd be cheap. Cheaper than the big guns. And as we've seen with the ERC people coming up over, you know, with Sesk, etc., the last couple of rallies, they have scared, I think, the current competition of WRC1. Bear in mind, that's only their first rallies, and at that point, they're only going to improve, and they're starting at a very high rate, aren't they? So surely they are going to scare a few people, perhaps. Anyway, this has been the Hot Lap. I appreciate there's no headline up there, which is ridiculous, but we'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much. Subscribe. See you soon.